Caroline, good afternoon to you. Hi, love to you, girl. You're somewhere there in the world supporting this program. Good afternoon.
So bad everywhere.
Action Jackson, what are you saying? What are you saying going to happen on
How long
Wednesday?
before I
You're
see
saying
results
that
with Tai Chi?
the
Day
Jamaica
3,
Labour
you'll
Party
feel
is
your
going to
energy.
win what?
Day 7,
38? Well, let's see what that happens. But you haven't changed that, In the meantime, between time, 32 has killed 35. It's unalived. 35. 3.5 has now been unalived. 32 is coming through for you and you all across Jamaica.
Announcement of the 32 was made. The crowd was in a frenzy. The chatter, the most common statement after that. All right, PNP dead now. Dead now. Right, and it's not just about what was said, It's that people know that when the guys it's more of a campaign at what we have done and what we will continue to do. And that is one of the best campaign I've seen put together from start to finish.
Yes. All right. Go ahead.
Just on the achievements alone, the work that we're putting in and the work that we must continue to do. So I agree with the Prime Minister. It's one of the best campaign that has been put together.
Okay, so this is the final day of campaigning now, Chuck. There are no meetings today. There are no campaigning tomorrow, correct?
No campaigning tomorrow.
Okay, so what happens now tomorrow, Chuck? Or what happens for the party?
For the remainder of today now, every member of parliament is in their constituency, fine-tuning their election day operation. So that will be gonna take place today. You probably have the final workers meeting. You probably have a final tour through to visit your voters and your workers. So today is about fine-tuning and settling in and getting everything that you need. Dotting all your I's, crossing all your T's.
Fantastic. And let's now go Chuck, to last night's announcement. Many people, Chuck, are saying, why so late?
Neighbor, you cannot put in the final nail in the coffin until you have finished everything else. That's why it's called the final nail. That was the final nail, neighbor. It had to be delivered at a particular time in the campaign, and no better time than your final mass meeting, possibly your largest mass meeting of the season. It was the time to deliver that knockout blow.
Yeah, and a knockout it actually is, because I find it incredulous, Chuck, that the opposition is responding, say it's a desperate attempt. But I thought that when you raise minimum wage this year in the last budget by $1,000, that the PNP said it was.
I think it will. Neighbor, the salaries of security guards are tied into that of the minimum wage, right? It is a mature politician. If you look back at Andrew Holness that took over the leadership from Bruce Golding in 2011, and you look at this Andrew Holness now, is a totally different person. This man is now more politically mature. He is politically smarter than then. And you do your best, and that is what he has naturally.
Yeah. Chuck, to be frank with you, looking on, I realized that the Labour Party's campaign was vastly superior to that of the PNP. I think the PNP held a big, massive old party across Jamaica, playing blood and fire songs and giving people joke Chuck. The PNP's campaign this year was very disappointing. You say
it is honestly not what we expect of a PNP campaign, to be honest with you. It is not what we expect. No. This was, trial and error. We said this.
The worst I've seen. The worst I've seen from them.
The worst, neighbor, I have seen in terms of a PMP campaign. And PMP has always been good at campaigning.
Oh,
They
you
have
bet.
always been good.
Uh-huh.
This is the worst. They could not stick to a message. They could not stick to a slogan.
Sir, when
They
you
could not.
when you have a comedian leading your campaign, what do you expect?
A comedy show.
Yeah, yes, well, you know, you heard him last night in halfway tree in Sam Sharp Square, sir. You heard Mr. Crawford?
I heard a little bit of him, neighbor. But you see,
May God
I said this
deliver
before.
us from this man. He's
When
ridiculous.
when Damien just entered the political fray, I used to enjoy listening to him speak. Nowadays, it's not so much. He's now, Damien has become a gimmick. Damien Crawford, the once bright spark in the PMP politics, is now a gimmick. That's all he does. He stands and he lies to the people in defense of persons he does not.
Hold on, listen to it.
Look at the man where buy them bus, they were charged 300 million for 1.4 billion. He is going to jail. Hold on. You see the one named Royal Reed, with thief from Pickney, he is going to jail. If you cannot explain 28 bank account, then it's 1 year for every bank account. You are going to jail. So remember, my comrades, to remind them, do not fret about the security, fret about the judge, because one by one, they're going one by one.
I only play that, you see, because I want the listeners to hear what the politics has come to. That is what the politics have come to.
You see, neighbor, when you're going on a platform to tell people that if you have bank account, you're going to jail just for having bank account. As the Prime Minister said earlier, is you're weaponizing success.
Yes.
And that is a terrible message. You have weaponized success to say, if you, a little young black Jamaican, buy 2 taxis and dig yourself out of poverty and live a certain life, you must do something wrong, because as according to you now, it is not designed for you to be where you are. Now, Damien Crawford has a house that he's building bigger than Andrew Holness one. Damien Crawford has a successful egg business. Now, if we were to investigate all those businesses and ask him where did he get his money from, how would he feel? If we were to accuse him of inappropriate behavior because he never born with no money, and I'm just using what they say about Andrew, he never born with no money, he never had no rich parents, how did he come by the house that he's building? How did he come by the car that he drive? How did he get money to start his egg farm, his goat farm? If we were to ask this question, how would he feel? Would he believe that he'll be going to jail for simply working his way, starting a business, and is now trying to live a comfortable life? Over on the Jamaica Labour Party, we encourage success. We do not weaponize it.
Yes. And so, Chuck, as you have the audience, and as the people prepare on Wednesday to go to the polls, what would be your message to them as they go forward?
The same message, neighbor, we're not changing it. When you go to the polls, even if you're wearing your orange shirt, you can still choose Jamaica. Yesterday, Desmond Mackenzie said, while they're singing Blood and Fire, we are singing Hope and Prayer. Blood and Prayer. Right? So even if you're in your orange shirt, you can still choose Jamaica. And that is what we are asking everybody. Choose Jamaica by putting your X beside the bell. A vote for the Jamaica Labour Party is a vote for Jamaica, is a vote for continue to improve our life, one policy at a time. You cannot be trying to improve a certain section We're not here to tell the teacher, we're going to give you everything. No, we have an entire public sector, and anything one end of the public sector get, the other one deserve it also. So we are here to serve the public sector. And that's what we will continue to do, neighbor. We are putting in the work, and the people of Jamaica, it is your time to choose Jamaica.
Yeah. And you're confident, Chuck, that at the end of the vote. By the way, I heard labor rights encouraging people to make sure they vote by 1 p.m. I think that may be a little misleading, Chuck. People should know that the ballot, the election closed at 5, eh?
Yeah, man. The
1 p.m. is
actually
on. Huh?
It was a ploy, neighbor, to say vote by 11:59. Because at 1 p.m. we should have 1 p.m.
But I don't think we can complete the vote by 11:59.
No, we can't. We can't. Right. Voting open at 7, closes at 5. As long as you're in the line, before 5 o'clock.
The propaganda line, Chuck, is that they're saying that we shouldn't, the people shouldn't vote after 1 p.m.
No, for them, they're trying to couple a slogan nearby in saying that they should vote because they want a new PM at 1 p.m. But in a catch no water. As long as you're in the line before 5 o'clock, you will be allowed to vote.
Yes, sir. And I'm asking you, sir, how confident are you that at the end of voting on Wednesday, the Labour Party will be continuing to govern Jamaica? How confident are you, Chuck?
Maybe, neighbor, I already buy my suit for the inauguration, neighbor. My suit for the inauguration has already been purchased.
You bought your suit?
Yes, sir.
Well,
and that suit is gonna be worn nowhere but to the inauguration of Andrew Holness.
Well, there you have it. Well, you know, Chuck, what happens to your program now? Will you be continuing will your listeners be continuing to hear you after Wednesday?
Yes, they will.
They will.
They will. Neighbor. Because now we know, neighbor, it is still our job to hold our party accountable in the neighbor. Yes, man. We are support the Jamaica Labour Party, but we still have to hold them accountable. So we still be on the air discussing policies. We still be on our YouTube channel making the people know what is coming. Because neighbor, remember I told you, we have a media landscape in Jamaica.
Yes.
That we cannot depend on to spread the good work of the Jamaica Labour Party. So it's up to people like us.
Yes.
Let people know
what one of the lessons that you would have learned over this term, Chuck, is that the message of the party ought to be kept in front of the people. And you can't depend on traditional media to do that.
You can't depend on traditional media. We have to do it. We have to be out there reading out policies for people. We have to we were the one who had to let the people know that, hey, poverty rate has been cut. Crime is down, because you don't see these things on the front page of the Gleaner. The front page of the Gleaner was messed with a poll yesterday that we know was wrong, but they could not find a space for a 45% reduction in murder. They could not find a space for a 50% reduction in poverty. So we are gonna have to continue to bring the work to the people. Let the people know that your government is delivering for you.
Yes. All right to hear, Chuck. Always nice talking to you. Take care of yourself. We'll catch up again. You hear, man?
All right, neighbor. Bless up.
Very good, very good. We're going to Navy. Same thing with the school bus service, and here they are again.
Tell me,
you know, the comrades need help. The comrades need help, you know, man. You don't criticize a social policy that affects the masses. You don't do that.
I'd like to know what to do.
Because you think the minimum wage workers care about inflation? Connecticut, you're on the line. Hope you're doing fine. Good afternoon, Caroline. Jamaica girl is on the other side, eh? Big announcement coming out of Spanish Town. 32 just done 35 and a 3.5, eh? And at the same time, the PNP is squealing. Oh my goodness. Say that the Labour Party politicizing the minimum. How can you politicize the minimum wage and when you raise it, huh? What that makes sense? Tell me. What can go so? As a matter of fact, you know, call what name is Morgan? Is Morgan? What Morgan is he? Derek Morgan, come here, sir, please. Derek Morgan, can someone get Derek Morgan for me? What can go so? No. How are you going to argue when you raise the minimum wage worker from 16 to 2.5 to 18.5? How do you call that politicizing? Now, let me ask you something, Mr. Price. If the Labour Party is politicizing the minimum wage, are you not politicizing the income tax? What's greater politics, 3.5 or 32? Oh my God, man, you guys are running out of ideas. May as well another squat. What another squat? Just shut up now, no. Just shut up now, because you're not making any sense. Oh boy, I tell you something. It's fantastic. In the meantime, JC Lodge, making it up to you. So if the Labour Party is politicizing the minimum wage, why are you politicizing the income tax? By the way, all things are political. You hear, brother? If you're not into politics, come out of politics. Why are you running for? Why are you politicizing the seat? You Mr. Price? You know what is politics? Go back to CVM. You're not ready for this. By the way, I heard it was in the Jamaica Labour Party's manifesto.
It is the problem is they can't say it is a 3.5.
Yes. So Navi, let me get back to you. Give me your views of the campaign of the Labour Party this year. You were very much involved. You attended all the mass meetings. How was it?
Neighbor, it was brilliant, neighbor. One thing I enjoyed about this campaign trail, neighbor, is that it wasn't about the PNP. It was about the message of the Jamaica Labour Party, neighbor, meaning that everything is about their achievements and what they are about to do. And if there's any discrepancies in that, neighbor, I think people are not listening. And every time they took a stage, neighbor, I think it made people want to listen, neighbor. Based on the social media viewings, neighbor, everybody was listening, even PNP, because I was on a live in the neighbor, and a PNP could have told me the exact pages in the manifesto where to find certain stuff. And neighbor, I can't tell you that about the PNP manifesto, neighbor.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. So it got people.
Didn't we hear Mr. Hales politicizing saltfish? Navi, you're still there?
Yes, neighbor. So neighbor, for my thing on the minimum wage thing, I hear some people complaining, neighbor. And if you can't afford 18,500 to pay a human being for their hard work, I think you should not have one. And it was surprising for me and my family to know that people weren't paying their helpers upwards of $30,000 plus having some type of insurance or anything for them. You know that neighbor, I don't know, I can speak for my family. When there's a helper, neighbor, we cover the cost, we offset the cost of transportation, food, and if their children are in need of anything, neighbor, this back to school, neighbor, everything from school fee, everything was paid because we value our workers, because neighbor, we're busy, we're not at home to do certain stuff, neighbor, and these are the people that are there for us. So the only thing for us is to be there for them.
Yeah, not many people can do that. I think you probably is speaking from a position of some amount of privilege. Jamaica expands its economy through small businesses. And many small businesses, Navi, do struggle in terms of, sales and other expenditures to take on salaries and to do all that you are suggesting. So I think the government is going to have to be careful in terms of how they roll this out, to ensure that the impact is not deleterious. And but the principle, the concept of improved wages.
Yes, neighbor. I know everybody can't do that, neighbor, but I'm saying if you can't pay an extra 2,500 to the person that is keeping your home clean, to the person that is cooking your food, neighbor, I don't think you should have one, neighbor. I don't think you should have one. That's just my views. If you can't pay an extra $2,500 to a person who is caring for you, basically, neighbor.
Yes, but I think to be fair, even at $6,000, $16,000, which is very insufficient, small businesses, individuals, you see, we must not argue this as a singular thing. It has to be looked at in the context of the developmental objectives of the country. What is it that the country is moving towards? And we have to move from a low-wage economy to an economy that produces so that people are better paid. $16,000 in Jamaica is not sufficient to give anyone a quality life. $32,000, not even that, because that $32,000 is going to be achieved at the end of 5 years. But it's a significant improvement from what we have now. Yes? And so I think we have to look at this in a broader context. And that is the discussion I think we will have after Wednesday. Yes? Yes, Navi?
Yes, neighbor.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, neighbor. That was just my. But you've explained it, neighbor. I understand that, neighbor. I understand it, neighbor. But you know why I was being so rational about it, neighbor? Because you had a subset of people complaining about the minimum wage being at $16,000, even in the PNP, saying that the government does not care about people, blah blah blah. And now these are the same people railing up about, oh, we can't afford it. So why were you complaining about it in the first place if you're going to say people can't afford it? But you were blaming the government. Now that you don't have a choice not to blame the government. It is somewhat bad. It is somewhat unaffordable.
There are going to be positive political spin-offs from this, because, someone called me this morning to say, boy, this is just fantastic. But for minimum wage workers in Jamaica, this is the best news in 20 years. The best news. And I suspect that the polls are going to be flooded with people on Wednesday voting for this very policy. This lifts people out of poverty. It gives them hope. I can tell you that, man. This is going to be something else. As I said, obviously there will be discussion. Poor people.
No, sir.
Poor people
Not at this late stage. They shouldn't come out and object to this. Not at this late stage. It would be better for them if they had ignored it. Honestly, neighbor, it would be better for them if they had ignored it. Because if you're gonna come out and you're first, remember, neighbor, when the Prime Minister announced that he will increase it, it was a problem, saying it's not increased high enough. That was their first complaint. And now it's increased. They're saying now businesses are going to let go people. Unfortunately, that's how capitalist system work. That's just how the system is. Does that make sense, neighbor?
Yes. So tell me, how do you think this will play on Wednesday? This particular policy.
No, it will play well amongst a lot of people. And it's definitely a good policy, neighbor. I definitely think that people are going to go out and vote for this. they are going to vote for this. Now, the Prime Minister do need to be careful how he balance it, you know. While he might introduce that, he have to introduce, okay, what are you going to implement or put in place for the big businesses, the businesses that are employing people. For example, if he does give a tax break for innovation, I haven't gone through the manifesto fully. Maybe he mentioned that, you know, tax break for companies that's doing R&D, research and development, all of those things. They will also come on board because what you can't do is you can't carry some people forward and leave some behind. He's doing great. He's doing a perfect example of this is the housing trust. He's doing a great job on the housing trust. He's giving tax break for those who want to buy and those who are building. So he's doing it from the buy side and the sell side, supply and demand. You have to balance that. Same thing here with the jobs market, neighbor. You increase the minimum wages, you have to do something for the businesses as well.
You mind tell me what your training is in, sir?
Me, well, I studied law, some small amount of law at university, but right now I'm in business strategy, marketing. I'm a digital strategist by training.
Okay, so in terms of political strategy, how would you rate this move by the Prime Minister?
Great move, neighbor. As I said, yes, it's a great move, brilliant. It struck right at the core of right down the core of society. And one thing, it's how the Prime Minister package is offering, how him sell it to the people. He's doing a great job going front and center of bringing his policies to the people. Making the people know that you choose Jamaica. And that slogan, "Choose Jamaica," it's like a dagger in the heart of the PNP. Honestly, when in reference to who's at the helm of the PNP right now, choose Jamaica.
I see where you're going with that.
I will say no more, neighbor. I will say no more.
I see where you're going with that. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on there. Yannick, Chef, CJ. Hello, Chef. Okay. Chef. Yannick. None of those people. Hello. No. They are not on.
Did they come? Did they come up with this week?
Kai Fall. Maybe.
Yes, sir.
So tell me something now. In terms of going into Wednesday, what are your expectations? Where in Jamaica are you, by the way?
For me, I'm in Portmore side, neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm based. But look, neighbor, for me, for a best case scenario, I mean, okay, me personally, best case scenario would be 50 seats for the Labour Party. But that's me personally. Obviously.
Hold on, Sky. 50?
Hello. Yeah, neighbor, I want to report something urgently. You say right on the way to Newcastle?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a major roadblock now. The river just come down and shoot the debris right across the road, so nothing can really pass. So we see one tractor head that way. That's it. So we just make it be known, right? And the Prime Minister and the MP in the area still. So like when you're man up front, you can just make them know, please. So right at Eats Cafe and your way to Newcastle.
I think the Prime Minister is on his way to Clarendon.
Yeah, man, them in the area campaign, so we just say it out.
Okay, so say that again.
But them the further down, then the Merlin or Cambridge side, so we just say it out still, here.
Give us the information again.
Yeah, man, right at Eats Cafe, on your way to Newcastle Soldier Camp. Right at Eats Cafe, past red light, come up.
There is a. Is it raining up there, sir? Is it raining there?
Man, it kind of ease up now, but the something come down and wash out.
Could you show
it? kind of ease up now. The rain ease up, but the something wash out.
Could you show it to us, sir? You could just.
No, me just pass here.
Okay. I got you.
Just carry down some people. Me have a four-wheel drive vehicle, so me just move some people from across it.
Okay. All right, sir. Thanks for the information.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, you're welcome, man.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm sure he has put that out. So that information is out there for the public. We thank you for that. We thank you for that, sir. Uh-huh. Yes, Skyfall. So you are saying that you're looking at about 50 seats. 50
Yeah,
seats
for me,
that.
me personally, but that's me personally. But I know obviously everybody would say, yeah, I'll clean sweep for the Labour Party. You know, that's what most people would say. Everything, but we need a healthier position, you see, neighbor, and that's the only way we can keep the government foot to the fire. You know.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's the best case. That's the best case for me. Worst case is Bailey scriptural, but we don't want that. We want to make sure we get, you know, as much as possible.
Okay. All right, Skyfall. So thank you. You here, sir? Catch up with you later.
Yes, you're welcome, neighbor. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sunbless? Sunbless? No, she's not there. She's not there. All right, let us see if it's Miss Wright. Good afternoon, Miss Presley. Presley. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, how are you, sir? Hi.
We are of the view that the optimal way to adjust.
All right, so the PNP is going to be talking here now on the minimum wage. Let's hear what they have to say about optimal. Let's hear it. Go ahead.
We are of the view that the optimal way to adjust the minimum wage is through a commission that requires and engages in consultation. Because one can appreciate that there are delicacies on both sides of the coin. There will be implications, and we don't think that it should be politicized in the way as a desperation tactic to win an election, as the Jamaican Labour Party is characterizing it as, is portraying it to be. We think that you need a series of consultation, you need to engage with the stakeholders, because there can be serious ramifications, and we are committed to that process of consultation.
Just a quick follow-up. Based on where you sit now, I understand the implications, but in terms of, say, the People's National Party forms the next government, in terms of where you're going, what you're looking at right now in terms of the minimum wage, I know you don't want to give figures, but in terms of minimizing all the risks, what would you say would be like a reasonable amount to increase the minimum wage by over a 4-year period per se?
Well, we are of the view that an increase in the minimum wage must be consistent with the movement of inflation, because inflation erodes the purchasing power. So as inflation moves throughout the economy over time, we think that it necessitates.
That there is nonsense. That is nonsense. Well, let me.
It's an adjustment in minimum wage. So we will be guided by data, we'll be guided by the inflation outlook, we will be guided by consensus among stakeholders. We'll not be guided by an attempt to win an election because of political desperation. Because the Prime Minister knows that his time is coming to view that the optimal way to adjust the minimum wage is through a commission that.
Okay. So the PNP wants to form government. Where is their commission doing exactly what he's saying that they are? He's going to get in there and not going to do it. What is the figure for the minimum wage that the People's National Party is proposing? That's the question. And you see this argument about keeping minimum wage at the cost of inflation, it is ridiculous. Because what inflation is a tax, you know. Inflation really is a tax. It's inflated. So then if you are talking about keeping minimum wage at the cost of inflation, then you're really not raising the minimum wage. Because if inflation consumes the raise, then you're not getting a raise. So if you raise the minimum wage by say 7% and inflation is 7%, then you haven't gotten a raise, because whatever the cost of goods and services are, that raise that you got in your minimum, and that is what has happened to Jamaicans over the many years, is that the salary increases have been largely about where inflation is. So you can't talk about inflation and raising the minimum wage, because you're keeping people in the same situation year after year after year after year. You have to bring salaries above the rate of inflation. Although I should point out to the listeners that more money in the economy does have an inflationary impact, because if you raise the minimum wage too quickly, what you're going to do is you're going to put too much money in the economy. And when there is too much cash in the economy, yes, you have to match that with production, goods and services. When you have too much money and not enough demand, okay, then what people will do is to raise their prices to match the amount of money coming. So when you hear people talking about, for example, the cost of services and all of that, that is true, but it is incremental, above inflation, so that these people are not just working to pay bills and to buy food, but they can save. They'll have a little disposable income. And so what you see the PNP coming out here is not well thought out at all. Let's listen to them a little bit more. Not thought out properly.
That there are delicacies on both sides of the coin. There will be implications. And we don't think that it should be politicized in the way as a desperation tactic to win an election, as the Jamaica Labour Party is characterizing it as, is portraying it to be. We think that you need a series of consultation. You need to engage with the stakeholders, because there can be serious ramifications, and we are committed to that process of consultation.
Just a quick follow-up. Based on where you sit now, I understand the implications, but in terms of, say, the People's National Party forms the next government, in terms of where you're going, what you're looking at right now in terms of the minimum wage, I know you don't want to give figures, but in terms of minimizing all the risks, what would you say would be like a reasonable amount to increase the minimum wage by over a 4-year period, per se?
Well, we are of the view that an increase in the minimum wage must be consistent with the movement of inflation, because inflation erodes the purchasing power. So as inflation moves throughout the economy over time, we think that it necessitates an adjustment in minimum wage. So we will be guided by data, we'll be guided by the inflation outlook, we will be guided by consensus among stakeholders. We'll not be guided by an attempt to win an election because of political desperation, because the Prime Minister knows that his time is coming to an end. We are of the view.
Young man talking rubbish. Young man talking rubbish. If the PNP is to be taken seriously, what they should point out is the research that they did. You at the press conference talking about what you will do. You are asking the Jamaican people to elect you on Wednesday. That's what you are doing. You are asking the Jamaican people to elect you on Wednesday. You had 5 years in opposition. What is the minimum wage to be? That's what you need to say. We have done the research. We have held the consultations. And here is what we are saying. Don't tell us what you're going to do. When you sat down for 5 years, talking about 28 bank accounts, right? An IC report. You did not do your homework. An opposition party They have time to provide data. Yes, policy prescriptions that are backed by data. You have time to consult. And now you are caught and you are asked, what is your projection for the minimum wage? You are talking about consultation. Why not do the consultation and put it in your manifesto? You had two manifestos, right? One that you launched at the Pegasus that you say have pillars. Pillars are pillars. I don't know what it is. And you had another light. Why did not you do the research and show to Jamaicans what the minimum wage ought to be? And how is it, young man, that raising the minimum wage politicizes the issue? Question: when the minimum wage was raised last year from 15,000, by the way, the minimum wage in 2016 was $6,200. Was it a politicizing of it to have raised it to 16,000? Was it? When the minimum wage was raised from 15,000 last year to 16,000, the PNP said that it was a disgrace. You have to make up your mind, comrade. You really have to make up your minds. Because in this environment and in these debates, you are not sounding credible. You have to be consistent. It's about integrity. You, comrades, are the ones that are politicizing this matter, not the Prime Minister. You are the ones doing it. You are the ones that are sounding desperate. And here's another question. Your Minister of your opposition spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson, when you proposed 3.5, and when it was revealed that it would cost $75 billion, you said you would fund it through organic growth. When that did not hold, you say you would fund it through some adjustment to the, I don't even know what it is. Is that politicizing the income tax? Is that politicizing it, sir? You guys are not making a lot of sense, you know. You're not making a lot of sense at all. You can argue, comrades, that you need better particulars. You can present an alternative. But you can't go to a press conference, go say that there should have been consultation. Consultation with who? With you? Yes? In addition to that, the Prime Minister says that the first phase of this process will be April next year. So check with me, comrades. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 8 months to consult. Yeah? 8 months. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? Listen to me. You cannot criticize the raising of the minimum wage with this type of argument. It don't make no sense, brethren. What you should have gone to the press conference with is your own policy. And let the people of Jamaica determine whether you have a better policy than the one that we heard last night. That is the thing you are to do. What is your policy? What are the alternatives to this? Since you think it's a policy, so what are you going to do? How much are you going to bring it to in 5 years' time? 40 or 50 or 25? That's what you need to do. Give the people of Jamaica a choice between what they have heard, and if you have something better, put it on the table. But the people listening to you today, those people who are getting $16,000 now, you think they want to hear about inflation? You think they want to hear about consultation? Stacy, who is a cashier down at Chung supermarket, you think she's concerned about inflation? Ricky, who works at the mechanic shop, and he gets $16,000 a week, you think he wants to hear about inflation and consultation? Sister Maisie, who is a helper, she go wash clothes, yes, and she have to pay her fare and buy lunch. You think she wants to hear about consultation and inflation? They don't give a damn. All right, boys, big Bob, that works on the truck, and him have to lift feeding. Yes, 1,000 bag of feeding him have to lift half a daytime on the truck. We carry feeding from Hypro. You think Big Bob want to hear about consultation and inflation? Yeah, you think him want to hear about that? Yes. Kevin, that works in the supermarket back room weighing flour and cornmeal and cutting up saltfish. Yes. Peter, that works at the farm store. Yes. Charlie, that works at the tire shop. You think him care about inflation, sir? And consultation, they don't care a thing about that. What they want to hear is that next year they'll get an additional $2,500. That is it. And you know something else? The PNP would have geared their campaign to that mass of people, you know. The same mass that you are up there at Hope Road today. Opposing an improvement to their lives, because what? It don't benefit you politically. Because that is what it is. It amounts to, you know, the political benefits that it will give to the government. And if you thought that this was such a brilliant political move, why didn't you say it? You have had 6 weeks of campaigning. You should have said it. You should have said, when the PNP gets to office, it will move minimum wage to $32,000. You could have done it. But now, at this 9th hour, yes, obviously, you sense that, you know, the government, you know, will benefit politically from it. So you have to be coming now to put throw something in the water to make it appear as if somehow this is the worst thing that could ever happen. And somehow it's going to destroy the economy. When the minimum wage, Jamaica Girl, are you online? Is Jamaica Girl online? Because I want to ask her something, because I see her put out something that is very, very, very interesting. Tiny, that works at the bar. Come up here, Jamaica Girl. Tiny that works at the bar, that goes home with her $16,000. You think she care about inflation? You think she care about consultation? A tapanarist thing that. Yeah? Ron, that is a security guard. You think him care about consultation? This is a social policy, a popular social policy. And quite frankly, the PNP of Michael Manley, the sounds up. The PNP that philosophize socialism, the sounds up. Yes? The PNP that speaks of themselves as socialists, blood and fire comrades, don't oppose minimum wage. Because your prime minister stood up in parliament without even consulting with the minister of finance and announced free education. So come on, young comrades. No. Jamaica girl?
Hi, neighbor. Afternoon.
Good afternoon. Neighbor, neighbor. Jamaica girl, I saw you put something up on your status today, and I watched it. I was trying to download it and play it for my listeners. Very interesting. You made the point that the minimum wage moved from 6,000 and the economy was not destroyed. Tell us what you were saying.
Okay, so I was saying that over the past, I think 9 years, the minimum wage has been raised by some 248%. The economy did not crash.
249%. Hold on, Jamaica girl.
248 point something. 248 point something percent.
Yes, go ahead.
Right. So we have our economy has not crashed. We have been able to buy bread because I see a lot of people saying when the minimum wage go up, we won't be able to buy bread. The bars are still open and all of that. So we have survived a 248% increase. So the government's proposal now is another 200% over, 4 or 5 years?
Yes.
Right.
So this idea, Jamaica girl, that somehow bread will everything in Jamaica.
Yes, thank you, Cathy, because I don't think it reached the 200% either. I think it's 150 something or 100 and something percent it would be increased by.
Yes. Don't you agree with me, Jamaica girl, that if the PNP really wanted to sound like them sensible, that what they should have done is to place an alternative before us?
Certainly. From day one, neighbor, I was just saying to somebody that it is quite strange to me that a socialist party has been against every social program that the government has instituted.
Incredulous.
Yeah, very, very. And I mean, we have all heard and we know based on past that it will be on a phased basis. So we're not looking to get up tomorrow and it's going to be 32,000. So what I also want to know, and I've been asking neighbor, is it that these persons have no intention for their situations to be better in the next 45 years? What would cause a business to not meet that goal at that time with the way our economy is growing now?
Yeah, and is it not aspirational, Jamaica girl? Because at least as a business owner, you know what your salary is going to be 5 years down the road, you know.
Yes, you can make plans on that. Yes.
Yes, is it
I saw someone say this means that a helper could probably work 2 days for the week and go hard a couple of days instead of not having to work every day.
Yes.
So it allows you to put yourself in a much better position.
Now, in terms of planning for salary.
Right, we're looking at what a 2,500 increase in a little less than a year because the change would be in April. I'm gonna say possibly it would be implemented around June, July.
Yes, go about June next year. So in another 10 months.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think that
Jamaica
most persons earning minimum wage now are probably earning just about that, or 20,000. I don't believe that a lot of them are getting $16,000 now. Most persons are being paid above it.
Yeah. And this argument about inflation and Jamaica growth. We can't raise salaries just at inflation rate because that keeps you where you are.
Just it just gives you a break even, so to speak. It doesn't give you anything extra.
Yeah. You think that this is a good move by the government, Jamaica girl? You think so?
Brilliant move. And I have been looking at the manifesto, so I know that it was in there. It wasn't detailed in terms of how much, but I know that it was always on plan. I recall when the Prime Minister was touring St. Elizabeth, a supporter had said it to him, and he did say to her at the time that it will be increased, but it will have to be done gradually, like they have been doing. And he spoke to her for a few minutes. He addressed that matter. So it's really not a pie in the sky, rabbit out of a hat plan. It is obviously well thought out and planned. And if we trust anybody to give us any increase, it would be the Jamaica Labour Party.
Yeah, that you live in a Jamaica where in 5 years' time, minimum wage workers are going home with $32,000 a month.
I'm excited.
That's very excited,
Jamaica. Yes.
Huh?
That will be a beautiful Jamaica. I'm very excited to see that time.
You know, Jamaica girl, a car loan for a nice little car, 1.4 is about $28,000-$30,000 a month. Every striking minimum wage worker can take out a car, ma'am.
Yes, neighbor. Yes.
You realize that?
Yes.
and go to NHB and take out a loan to buy a house. Every one of them.
Well, I mean, they can do that now, but right?
Well,
you're correct.
Yes. Yeah. And
I suppose that the People's National Party is just worried that they won't have anybody to love, because they say they love poor people. So if all of us rise above poverty, then they won't have anybody to love. So maybe that is the issue that they're having.
You are onto something here, but you know something else, Jamaica girl. Think about this. Do you realize? Do you realize here?
Sorry, neighbor. Let me just address optimistic. Optimistic. She is asking if the government workers' salary will be, I guess, increased. That they'll be able to pay minimum. Well, the government has already been doing that. Optimistic. They are also currently in negotiations for next year's wage increase. So to answer your question, yes, ma'am. Neighbor, go ahead.
Yes, I'm saying to you that Jamaica girl, the fourth term is looking. If this is implemented over 5 years, Jamaica girl, then the fourth.
And that's why the fight is on our neighbor, because the Jamaica that we will have in 5 years, they will not be able to catch back. They can't even catch back the Jamaica that we have today.
Amazing.
So another 5 years.
Yes, can you imagine?
Yeah, man.
My goodness, because everyone in Jamaica over the next 5 years is going to be lifted out of poverty. Other country.
Exactly.
I tell you something.
Neighbor, when I'm traveling, every time I go somewhere, I'm asking, what is that building? Is what building over there? We are going places. Jamaica is going places. Yeah. Jamaica find a nice good baby father to take care of her. And we not accept no kind of boy.
That is you, ma'am? You found a baby father?
No, I said Jamaica has found a good baby father. We're not going back to no kind of boy.
Oh, okay, I get you now. Well, Jamaica girl, you have been around with us for many months. What are your expectations going into Wednesday?
My expectations is that the Jamaica Labour Party will emerge victorious with a minimum of 40 seats. And I will be ringing my bell and dancing.
You can dance, Jamaica girl. You can dance.
Neighbor, when the rum tell you it's a big dance, I know anything is possible.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. you're, you're on the okay. That's fantastic. All right, Jamaica girl. I think you're on the road, eh? I have work. I have work to do. I'm here until for another 20 minutes. All right. Thank you for joining us here, Jamaica girl.
You're welcome. Take care. Have a good evening, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if Sunbless is here.
Want me up there?
Sunbless. Donovan Hutchinson. Not Hutchinson is not there. Michael Maxwell. Good afternoon, Maxwell. Okay. None of these people. Then we're going to have to go to Barry. Good afternoon, Barry.
Hey, good afternoon, neighbor. My
Barry.
neighbor.
Yes, Barry. The PNP held a press conference today. Did you hear it?
No, sir. No.
Well, the PNP is actually suggesting that the Labour Party is politicizing the minimum wage. Have you ever heard anything with more absurd?
You expect anything different from them, neighbor?
Yeah. Well,
that's the best counter that they could come up with, neighbor. And they are only pandering to their base. Right? Neighbor, have you spoken to anybody who is not excited about the prospect of what this new minimum wage will bring?
No, I have not.
So, neighbor, have you heard the Jamaican girl voice just now? Have you ever heard her this happy before?
Only when I met with her.
Oh, Jesus, neighbor. The only time I expect that she should sound this happy is when, you know, the Gazim coming.
Yes. Hello. What is the Gazim, sir?
I don't know, neighbor. You're supposed to tell me. But I've been listening to her a while ago. She's so excited, neighbor. She even tell us when the rum tell you to do something, you'll do anything. Yeah?
and you know, sir, she's not a minimum wage worker, you know.
I know, but she's just excited for her country,
a big girl in Jamaica, you know.
I know, neighbor. I know. I have been, yes, you know.
Yes.
So it's just that you know when people genuinely
but
for their country.
She's excited for her country,
yes.
Sir.
Yes, and like many of us, neighbor, and like yourself and others. You know? Neighbor, you know what time I went to bed this morning?
No.
5:30 when the alarm went off this morning at 5:30 that I realized I was up. Normally, if it was a school day, neighbor, I would be actually getting ready to leave out. I was so excited about what took place in Spanish Town last night that I could not sleep, neighbor. I had to be scrolling right across lives after live to see how the PNP are reacting. And neighbor, boy, they don't even know what to say, neighbor. Some people are saying, how is the business people going to pay? Why is it that the Prime Minister is raising minimum wage at this time? Why didn't he consult with neighbor? This is a manifesto. And guess what? At the time, when the time is right, all the consultation will take place. And as far as I am concerned,
that is exactly so. That is what I said. You actually have 8 months before the first tranche.
Yes, you know. And so neighbor, it gives everybody an opportunity to set their house in order. And I'm sure, neighbor,
because businesses will know that is coming too.
Yeah, the government is going to put something in place to help those people who employ minimum wage earner if they are having issues. Because you would not just put people in a situation where you know that they can't manage. So they are going to have a discussion. They are going to
hold on. Let me respond to Claudette Sanderson. Claudette, you're going to have to accept my request so that I can send you some information. Okay? So Claudette, you go ahead and accept my I've sent you an invitation on TikTok. All right, Claudette? All right, great. Go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, so basically, neighbor, the government will have to look and assess the situation when they are going to make the adjustment, because they do not want anything that they do to actually put a damper on what is currently happening as it relates to fiscal responsibility and making the right decision for the country's growth. And neighbor, if you listen now, the Prime Minister would have actually penciled it out, neighbor. What he's telling all of us is that the more people earn, it is a way to actually stimulate growth in the economy. Because when you put money in the hands of the poor people, neighbor, what they do, they in turn spend the money in turn stimulate growth, and the growth stimulate earnings, and the government get more taxes through consumption and whatever that means. And neighbor, this is the best way to stimulate an economy. So this is a growth inducement strategy that the government is doing. And this probably may result in about 2 or 1.5% growth all on its own, neighbor, in the economy. Because stimulation, spending, all we need now to do, neighbor, is to watch inflation with the
to manage that. But I think the Bank of Jamaica is doing inflation targeting.
Targeting, yes, neighbor. And pretty much they are independent. So they will do what is best for the country. You know? So